I was talking to a friend of mine who's a general manager of Coronet Dodge, where I got my Jeep Wagoneer, and he said, "Chad, you need to do a video about your car." I said, "Bill, why is that?" He said, "Because you got over 100,000 miles on your Wagoneer, and you've had great luck with this car." So I want to do a quick video here on YouTube to tell you about my Wagoneer. I've had this for about 18 months. It's got 102,000 miles on it. It's the level one car. Does have a few options, a sunroof and some better wheels and a few things, but it's my driver. And I would tell you about, I would say 95% of the time, I'm not pulling anything. I do have a small aluminum trailer that I'll pull a lawnmower with and a few things. But I wanted to tell you, I've had great luck with this vehicle. Historically, every about year, maybe year and a half, I typically trade. And in this climate we're in the automobile industry, as you all know, I can't really afford to do that anymore. So I'm driving this one. This will be the third vehicle that I've kept that's going to go to high mileage. Typically, I always drive between 50 and 70,000 miles a year. It's been that way for, my goodness, 20 or 30 years. But I wanted to tell you about the Wagoneer. I've had outstanding luck with it. I've been driving Dodge vehicles the last, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 trucks. Has that typical Dodge power plant, which we can't get anymore. And that's the 5.7 Hemi, obviously with an automatic transmission. And that 5.7 has been great. One of the things that was a big surprise for me in this car is the fuel mileage. Even at 102,000 miles, I still get over 20 all the time. And on the road, it's not uncommon to get 21, and that's running at a pretty good pace. And it's been outstanding. You know, when you look at the interior of this car, one of the things that Bill and I were talking about just last week was this. The interior doesn't wear, and the vehicle doesn't drive like a 100,000 mile vehicle does. Historically, with my Ram trucks in the past, I would always have to get that, and I'd usually do it under warranty, get that driver's seat cushion redone, because you guys know what I'm talking about. That edge of the seat cushion gets kind of destroyed. This Wagoneer is perfect. You know, we've got 3 kids, so we're in and out of the back seats all the time. As most of you know, I do a lot of things in the drone space, so there's always drones in the back of the car. We play golf, my wife and I do, so there's always golf clubs in there. It seems like we're always hauling something. But I can tell you this car has been outstanding. I've been asked many times, you know, if I had any problems with it. The only issue I had with this that was fixed right away, if you recall, they had some issues with the windshields having a little wave to them. They replaced the windshield in it when I first got the car, and that's it. I do everything by the book. Typically oil changes are whenever the car tells me, so that's like 9 or 10,000 miles. Rotate the tires every time. I did replace these tires right at about 80,000 miles on them. They wear great. I just don't really have a lot of complaints. One thing I think you'll be surprised when you look in the interior of this car, it does not show for a vehicle with literally 100,000 miles on it. I took Bill's advice. I went to Auto Trader and actually cars.com. I found a few of them in the 90,000 miles, but none of them over 100. So I don't know. Maybe this is one of the highest mileage Wagoneers in the country. It's very possible. But as far as a recommendation for me on this vehicle, it's been outstanding. Another one of my friends has got one like this with the new engine, the Hurricane motor in it. It's got some more options. He really likes this too. It's a great vehicle. It turns a lot of heads. It's a little bit different. I think when you're looking at this vehicle and just looking at it, yes, I take pretty good care of my stuff, but I drive it. So I think we all know what that means. I learned this from my dad. It's a once a week, you clean it out. I've been using Protect Systems, the prolonged treatment on the car since I've got it essentially, and it has been flawless. Big thanks to John at Protect Systems. I think here in the very near future, we're going to go ahead and hit this with the full treatment with the ceramic coating and all that fun stuff. But to be honest with you, I never really worried about it in the past because after a year or so, I get rid of the vehicle. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them as quick as I can. And I guess we'll have to wait because in another 18 months, I'll probably have a 200,000 mile video on the Wagoneer, and we'll see how it's still doing then. But again, I've got no complaints in that first 102,000. Thanks for watching.